guys, in this video tutorial, we are going to be learning how to create a chart in Excel as well as Google Sheets. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to select all the data that we want in the chart. So for this one, let's just pretend that we want everything but the totals. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of my information. Now notice, since my title is merged in center, I actually can't include that. So that's something that might run you into an issue. Now I'm going to go to the insert ribbon because obviously I'm inserting a chart. I can go to the recommended charts or choose the type of chart I know I'm looking for. I'm looking for column. Difference between column and bar: column is going to be standing up, whereas bar is actually going to be horizontal bars. I'm going to go with the column. And so immediately you can see that it generates that chart for me and puts it right in. It's really colorful, really bold. You can see the legend at the bottom. The legend identifies how many series are in the chart. So in this one, we have 4 different series. Up here at the top, I can change the chart title by just simply triple clicking or double clicking on it. And I can type in, esports insurance first quarter sales. And every chart you have should have a title, a legend, and an X and a Y title or label. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to look for this quick layout here under the design ribbon, quick layout. And we're looking for the layout that has all of those pieces. So as you hover over it, notice how it's kind of changing down there at the bottom. This one here you can see has a title and it has the Y-axis title there. And then this one here actually has all of the components. So I'm going to click on that one there. And again, you can notice the title and the title there. All right, so again, this time I could click on it one time. And so I could just type in number of submissions maybe. And when I hit enter, it'll go right in. It was actually typing it up here in what we call the formula bar. And then down here for my X-axis, I can type in sport or sports. And you can see it moved the legend. Now, if you want to change this a little bit more, you can go to the format ribbon and you can do some cool things here, excuse me. So you could click, for example, on one of the bars, let's say the yellow bar. Maybe you don't want it to be yellow. Maybe you want it to be blue or green. You could click on that and you could actually have it change the color, not only in the legend, but in the chart itself. I can also, if I click on the text at the top, I could use these word art styles to just kind of make that text stand out a little bit more. Of course, I could also go to the home ribbon and I could increase the size of the font. And under the design ribbon here, let's just go back there. Notice you can switch the row and the column. So you could actually switch so that what's on the X-axis goes in the legend and what's in the legend goes on the X-axis. You can also change the chart right from here, or you could move the chart in general. So again, if you wanted to move the chart somewhere, you could. Now, one thing that people run into is they have the chart selected, they go to File, Print, and all it's showing them is the chart. Well, again, that's because what I just said, the chart is selected. So click off the chart, now go back to File, Print, and you can see it's not all fitting on one page and it's not very easy to read. And we've talked a little bit about this already. So the first thing to get it all on one page is just to change the orientation right here to landscape. So obviously that makes it fit. But some other things that we can do, notice the scaling option. You can tell it to fit to one page, fit columns to one page, fit rows to one page. I can even go back and I can go to the layout ribbon and I have those same options there. So make sure the width fits to one page, make sure the height fits to one page. I always check the print box for grid lines and headings, which we've already talked about in previous modules. So again, you can use that. And again, when I go back and preview this in print preview, now you can see how easy it is to read. So really easy to use. So again, design obviously is how you want it to look, how you want it designed, how you could change the colors, how you could actually change the layout, and then format would actually be formatting individual things on there. Notice the dashed or dotted lines that appeared. That basically is just the page break. So that appears now because of the fact that it could go onto more than one page. Now, notice down at the bottom, you could add a new sheet and you could type some more information on there as well. So, I could always take this information over, copy it, take it to the next sheet, paste it, adjust the width by double clicking between any of the 2 rows. And then this time, let's say that I just want to show the Northeast in comparison to the Southeast. Well, the first thing I have to do is I have to make sure I'm selecting the same number of cells. So if I select this column, and then I hold Control and select to this one, it's going to give me a very weird chart because I didn't select A3. And you also don't want to hold Control too early. So make sure you highlight A and B first, then hold Control and highlight that D column. Now you can go and you can insert the chart. There we go. And now you could go ahead and start filling it out just like we did the other one and add all those special features in there. All right, let's move over to Google Sheets. All right, so here in Google Sheets, same idea. So again, I'm going to highlight all the data. I'm going to go to Insert, and I can go to Chart. I could also use the chart icon here that appears on the toolbar. So automatically that goes in, and over here on the right, I've got some preferences. I do not like the stacked column charts. I think they're very confusing. So automatically right off the bat, I'm going to change it from the column stacked to something regular. So again, you can just see I chose the chart type. Again, I don't want stacking. I can change the range if I need to. I can change the X and the series, but all of that looks right. Again, I could switch those rows and those columns if I don't like what it's showing. I can use the row 3 as labels, but notice it's not even pulling that in. But then I can go to Customize. All right, and so now under Customize, and oh look, it's not letting me edit it. So if that's happening, click on the 3 little dots, click Edit Chart, and that should let us get in there. Interesting. Hold on one second. There we go. I don't know what happened. I had to click off and click back on. So notice mine was grayed out. So I clicked off, clicked back on, and then I clicked the 3 little dots, edit chart, and now for some reason it's letting me in. All right. So chart style, again, I can go in here. I can customize this. So I could choose a gray background. I could choose a different font. I could maximize the chart so it takes up all the space. I could make the chart 3D, which is what Excel actually has, which is nice. Compare mode, which really mine's already in compare mode, so it doesn't do anything. All right, the chart and axis titles. So notice there's a drop down here, so you're actually working with each. So I want to change the chart title to Esports Insurance. And then again, I can choose those different options there. Now notice I can have a subtitle. So on the subtitle, I could say first quarter sales. So that's a nice little feature. I can go to the horizontal axis and I can type in what that's supposed to be. So obviously horizontal would be like the horizon. So that would be the sport. And then I can go to the vertical axis. And again, that would be the submissions. And again, notice how you can even, change color of things like that. Lots of different options in here. And the best thing you can do is just really play around with it. All right, so then you're noticing the series. So again, notice that it's asking you for the right axis or the left axis. And if you change that, you can see how it's changing that Y there. I can go into each one. And again, if I don't like hockey being blue, I could make it teal. If I don't like soccer being red, I could make it black. Lots of things that you could do there. All right, then I'm going to go to the legend. And again, I can choose where I want that. So I can choose to put that at the top. So that's a nice little feature. I can go to the horizontal axis, again, like the horizon, and I can edit some things there. So if I feel like it's not standing out enough, I could bold it. I could come in here and I could actually increase the font size of it. And we can do the same thing in Excel, just using font size on the home ribbon. So then I've got the vertical axis there. And so again, I can do that as well. Now notice the min and the max. So if I want to scale the y-axis, this is the y-axis here. So maybe I don't want it to start at 0. I want it to start at, let's say, 200. I can type that in and it should format it over here. But this is why I have an issue with Google. This does not always work. It will work in Excel though. So if you're ever scaling the axis and it's not working here in Google, that's a issue that Google has. So again, we're not seeing that change, and that is a problem. Something that does run people into issues is the fact that if you had something that had commas, don't put commas in it. It's asking you for raw data. Notice when I put in 500, how it changed. So again, just a Google thing. All right, number format. So again, you could change that from data or make it custom. You could go to grid lines. You could add major grid lines. Lots of different options. But again, when you exit out and you want to edit again, just click on those 3 little dots, go back into that edit mode. And we can move that chart over just like we did in Excel. And it works a lot better than it does in Excel, actually. It doesn't run you the issue of fitting to one page. It does that automatically. All right, so that's it for charts in Excel and Google Sheets. See you next time.